Well, good morning, everyone, and it is literally morning. I'm coming across today to actually do this video. This is one that I really wanted to do because um, this marks my veganniversary. I never get over that word. 2 years I've been vegan. 2 years I've pretty much posted on YouTube now, except for maybe one little thing that I posted a long time ago. So I did a 1 year, but in 2 years it's been incredibly different, much more rounded sort of thing. I don't think of myself as a vegan anymore. I just basically eat what I eat, and that's it. During the first year, I would think, what kind of vegan thing can I have today? What kind of vegan thing can I have today? Now, it's the way that I eat, and that's about all there is to it. Anything in the meat, dairy, egg, and cheese category, I just don't consider food anymore. I have to look back on how I was doing when I first became vegan, and I even went to the extent of looking back on a few YouTubes that I had done when I first became vegan, and yeah, things have definitely changed. It's just more ingrained in my life. I don't miss anything at all as far as cravings for meat or anything like that. Just the routine of being vegan, that has helped. But I wanted to make this video on ways that I am a little bit less scary than I was before. I used to really scare people. My health was in such a bad state. My coworkers and my family, they just didn't know when they were going to have to pick me up from the floor. Yeah, I didn't have the energy that I do today. So many videos that I've done in the past, I go through a litany of changes in my health, and I didn't really want to do that this time, except to say overall I am in a whole lot better condition than I was back then. Even at the 1 year mark, I was not in as good a condition as I am now. It just makes overall changes. And I mean, if you really want to know the basis of any change, you can go into some of my older videos, especially my first several videos, and see that I just really was not doing that well. I used to actually worry when I first became vegan, because even back then I was just starting to make the connection of where meat comes from, where dairy comes from, with the abuse and the horrors and all that animals go through being raised as our food. But I think that I've come to a certain peace now that I didn't have back then, as far as the whole meat industry. I don't want to say, so these things are bad and we have to stop it and we have to do that. I'm a little more complacent in letting more people get the message, doing my part, because that's all I can really do, is to do my part, actually, to let people know about the health benefits of veganism, to talk about the morality of slaughterhouses and dairy farms. Back then, I was just like, oh, this is horrible. But I found out that, all that ever served to do was depress me. And I'm not going to stop it by being depressed. I'm not going to stop it by thinking about it or anything like that. Now, I haven't turned my back to it. It happens. It's a reality. But I have to do my part, whatever that part is, day by day, on a daily basis, to educate those who want or need to be educated. And I just trust the powers that be to send me the people that actually need an education on this thing, and I will educate. It may be one word. It may be somebody looking at what I'm eating at the table. As my health improves, still in an improving state, more people look at who I was and who I am today, and they've started to incorporate more vegetables into their diet and less meat. So, if that's my part, that's my part. And I have people talking to me, just in the people that I know and the people that I deal with. If they're trying to lose weight, if they're trying to do something to better their health, they look at me from where I came from and where I am today, and they eat better. And by better, I mean more vegetables, less this, less that. And quite a few of these people still eat dairy, still eat meat, but there is a slight impact there. Everybody wants good health. I can just hope that, someday they'll see it my way, and I'll just do what I can. In the meantime, coming out as a renegade vegan, in my circumstance, that's really not helping anybody. Bless the renegade vegans. They do have impact. That's not where I am. I've learned that over time, too. I'll do my little activism things. I've written makeup companies before and told them that I have stopped using their product because they test on animals, and they will not stop testing on animals. If I know the source of a meat product and somebody wants to get into an honest conversation with me about it, I'm definitely willing to share. That being said, other ways that I'm less scary, my mind has definitely quieted down. There's something to eating meat and eating dairy and eating something that has the horror behind it of the production of that thing that just does not set right with the energy you get from that food. I don't mean to even put it in a classification as something, let's say, spiritual, even though it is a intangible sort of thing. Anytime you ingest something like that, you're eating fear, you're eating a lot of horror, and fear and horror definitely, in the process of that, it goes into that animal. It actually does cause certain chemicals to be released, and that's basically what you're eating, the chemicals and hormones of fear and horror. Other ways that I am less scary, the weight that I was carrying before, I was pretty big. It was definitely toxins, and my body was compensating by putting layers of fat on it. Even after this summer, I did go raw vegan for a while. After that clean eating phase of my life, there was a lot of weight loss again, and I'm still, even though I'm eating cooked food now, I'm eating very clean. There is a lot of release of chemicals, old stuff in my system and things like that, and just by that, I'm still continuing on weight loss. Maybe I just needed that clean eating phase of my life. Another way that I'm a lot less scary is because the vegan diet does not, as long as you do it right and you're not buying tons of vegan meats or vegan products that happen to be high priced, your shopping bill goes way down. Once in a while I'll buy those treats, but they're just basically, I treat them as treats. All in all, I'll say that my shopping bill has gone way down, and because of that, I'm able to actually afford a lot more, let me say, good food. I think the most that a lunch actually costs me, besides Chipotle, I'll say that anywhere that I go to lunch, or if I pack my lunch, it's even better. It probably costs me anywhere from $2 to, say, $5. Whereas if I were eating meat, pretty much I'd probably be spending, say, maybe about $10 a day for lunch, anywhere, depending on where you're going. As far as eating at home, I mean, it is so much less if you're like preparing your own food. Even if you don't have time to prepare, if you have a few recipes that actually you can put together real fast just so you can eat something nutritious to eat that night. So yeah, I do have extra money. I'm actually living a lot better. I'm not scrambling to pay bills. I actually know how my bills are going to get paid, and it has really helped in that way. And another way, I'm a little less scary. This is basically on a psychological level too. Before, I actually was not as peaceful, I'll say, as I am now. Somehow it's got to do with your brain or the functioning of your brain. I don't feel like this world is against me or this world is coming after me. You know, the only thing that I can even attribute that to is just like a chemical balance in your brain, that I'm not always on the defensive. I'm actually able to talk with people a lot better. If somebody has a problem, I can kind of get to the bottom of it and, try to figure out how I can either offer somebody some help or come to an understanding about how somebody else is feeling. The only way I can describe it, it's like your brain somehow, or my brain was clouded before where it's not clouded now. And it's just a perception. It really is just a perception of where other people are coming from, and how to deal in life, how to get along, and it just makes you a better problem solver. I mean, it definitely does have an impact. You can see things, or I can see things a lot more clearly than I could before. And it's beautiful. I haven't been doing a lot of videos lately. Sometimes life gets in the way, and life definitely has gotten in the way. Recently, I've just got a lot going on, both at work and at home, and just don't have the time. And I'd rather do this, but gotta make money. You gotta do the things you need to do to survive, pay your dues in life. So that's kind of what I've been up to, except I did actually start something that is kind of cool. It is Inktober right now. I've put my artistic self to work, and actually some days in Inktober, I wish I could do the entire day, just draw one ink drawing a day, but I can't do that right now, I've found out. But I'm definitely publishing them on Instagram and Facebook, just for people that have followed me for a while to actually take a look at. I decided to do a theme, and the theme that I'm actually doing is Heal the World. Now, it's kind of cool, it's kind of corny. Maybe that's part of actually healing the world, is corny humor, something just for people to take a moment and relax and think and introspect, and I love it. So I'm doing as many of those as I can. I'd love to do 31, but I can tell right now that's not going to happen. The whole fact that I can pick up my art again after all this time is another way that I am a little less scary. I was in a situation, just in a spin in life, for the longest time. The only thing that I could see is just basically what was happening in my immediate life. Besides my YouTube, I wasn't really following my passions or anything like that, and somehow I'm able to kind of set aside time to actually do those sort of things. But yeah, if you don't see me around, I'm just in a very busy part of my life right now. This should end kind of soon, and you'll see me posting a few videos a month, I'm sure. But just right now, if I just kind of happen to disappear, I just have a lot on my plate. I just wanted to actually do this video because, yeah, this is important. I mean, my vegan anniversary. Hope you have a great October. Thank you very much for watching, and talk to you soon.